But of course the sisters have it very difficult. You think it's easy? La wallahi. You should be proud, ukhti. It's a izzah, it's an honor for you to be a Muslim muhajjaba. Wallahi. You stick out like everybody else is walking naked and you're holding on. Even though it's hot in the sun, the scholars say every drop of sweat in your body is the heaviest on the scale. You've shaded yourself here, Allah will shade you on Judgment Day, where there's no shade except His shade. Imagine yourself, ukhti, as if you're the only one that is fighting. When the whole army is fled, you're the only one holding on to La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, in an environment that is full of mischief, transgression, evil deeds and acts. Imagine yourself, ukhti, being resurrected on pulpits of light, being proud to say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, when everybody else around you has not. If you see them, they remind you of Allah. If you see them, they'll remind you of the path to that Jannah, inshallah, the path, the straight path of Allah. Zadaka imanan mantiqu. When they speak, your iman increases. They remind you about heaven, hell, life, death. If you find that, ukhti, hold on to them.
I started wearing the niqab about 8 years ago in the first year of me being in university. My decision to wear the niqab was to help me in my religion, as I saw it as an act of worship. It helps me and protects me, I feel. It empowers me because when I talk, I believe that I have a voice, I have an opinion, I'm my own person, therefore people are judging me for who I am, rather than what I look like.
I've been wearing the niqab now for almost 4 years. I wanted to be seen as a Muslim and practice my religion more. My mother doesn't observe the niqab now, but she wears the hijab. When I started wearing the niqab, I had to, like Sister Rumaisa said, I had to explain it to my family. My mom was more concerned with the safety. Maybe people attack me based on how I'm dressed, you know. And my brother thought I was following a culture as opposed to the religion. So he questioned that, and I explained it to him, and he was accepting.
When did you start wearing your niqab?
I've been a Muslim for 5 years, and I've been wearing niqab for 4 years.
Does anyone in your family wear the niqab?
No, I'm a revert, so there's no Muslims in the family apart from me, so...
Why did you start wearing the niqab?
When I first became a Muslim, I found it difficult at first even to put a headscarf on, but then after I took my shahada, I started wearing headscarf, and then very quickly progressed to wearing jilbab, and then I still didn't feel, because the more I read about the women of Islam from the first generations, the more I realised that the importance of modesty, and I still didn't feel I was being modest enough just by wearing the dress and the headscarf. So then I progressed to the bigger, baggier clothes, and then eventually the niqabs and the gloves, everything kind of. It's really difficult. I lived in a little village up north where there was no Muslims, and the only influence of Muslims was obviously Twin Towers bombings, and so that was the image of Muslims in that area, so it was very difficult. Children were not allowed to play with my children just when I wore a headscarf, but as soon as I put the niqab on, it just literally translated to everybody that I was an extremist and I was a threat, so it was spat at in the streets or abused, which is why I moved to London.
Do you feel comfortable wearing it?
I feel so comfortable now, I mean, especially in this weather, it's lovely, keeps my face lovely and warm. But it becomes so natural that I've literally, if I've gotten late from work and I have things to do, and my husband's walked in and I've been standing doing the dishes, still with me in the car, and he's like, you know, what is it? I don't realise it's on. It's like, it's there now, it's part of me, and when I'm leaving the house, it's like putting on a pair of really comfortable Ugg boots. It's just like, once it's on, I feel safe.
And you said you were married. Was your husband against it when you first wore it? Or?
No, because I wore it before I was married. Okay. So I've been wearing it for about a year before I met my husband. And we've discussed it since, and we've discussed if I ever took it off and things like that. And he's always said that would be my decision. However, I know my husband would never have married a woman who didn't wear it.
And I tell you, Ukhti, you are our sister, our mother, our daughter, our wife. You are the core of this ummah. You are the backbone of this ummah. So that's the reason we tell you, we honor you. That's why Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave us the advice before he dies. Look after women, look after women, look after women. Why? Over 1400 years ago, we realized that our enemies will come through Islam through the gate of women. They will start ruining, giving these ideas about freedom. So he says, look after women. They're the one that are going to use or raise the youth. They're the one that are going to raise your children. They're the one that will teach. They're the one that are the core of the ummah. Why? Because the ummah have made of countries. And the countries have made of communities. And the communities are made of families. And the core of the family is the mother, whether you like it or not. She's the one that looks after you and looks after your children. So we have to look after them, my brothers and sisters. So I want to ask you now, brothers. You need to tell your wife, I love you, at least 3 times a day. Look after your woman, ya akhi. That's the advice of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when the enemies come and say you're detested or you're oppressed, they say, no, I am honored, I am loved, I am respected, I am raised and honored and elevated. Yes, dignified. Why? Because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that. He used to declare, he says, رُزِقْتُ حُبَّهَا. I was blessed by her love. The best of us declared his love, ya akhi. So my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, leaving you with one thing. That woman in your life, whether it's your mother, your daughter, your sister, or your wife, is the only creation on the face of the earth that will go hungry in order for you to be eaten, to be fed. She will go thirsty in order for you to quench your thirst. She'll have sleepless nights so you can have the comfort of the sleep zone. She will sacrifice her life in order for you to live. She will laugh when she sees you laugh. She will cry when she sees you cry. She devoted her life in order for you to stand on your own feet. You'll find out that who you are is because of your own mother. It's because of the woman behind you. So you understand now who the woman in Islam is. The rights they have and the honor they have and the love and respect they have in our heart and soul. From now on, ya akhi, when you see this sister walking around in hijab and niqab, you make dua for her. You ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give her thabat. You ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give her Jannah, Firdaus al-A'la. You ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to resurrect her with Khadija, with Aisha radiallahu anhum ajma'een. You ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant them for their patience and struggle and strive to be drinking from Hawd al-Kawthar on Judgment Day. You ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shade them on Judgment Day where there's no shade except His shade.